Okay, we start this video on 28.4. I actually did a video before, but something annoyed me and I just thought, no, something's not right. But this looks a lot better. This is a carrier in, just over 400 watts on 10 meters with the low tap, which is a lot better. I've got to be honest with you, I'm not in the the game of telling too many lies. I wasn't happy with the 10 meter side of it. My first video suggested, let me just turn this squelch. My first video suggested that the 10 meter side is definitely going to be down a bit, but it was down to about 275 watts, and by the way, we're in the 500 watt scale there, and basically there we go, and it's just 420, something like that. My biggest concern was, I've seen 100 watt differentials etc. on the low tap. I was a bit concerned that it was 200 watt differential, which is too much, I just thought, bugger it, takes me 10 minutes to pull the cables off, put another set of tubes in just to compare, so I wanted to be 100%. So this is the video you're getting. You're quite welcome to the other video as well. I've already uploaded that with a private, and you'll see the difference actually. It's quite a clean unit. A few little nicks around like I said in the last video, a few little nicks around this edge here. Most people get a texture and go around it. I normally do it, but I'd rather just show you what it is versus trying to dummy it up for you. And what happens is you do a dark ring around this side here in a grey texture, and believe it or not, we've done all sorts of paint jobs on different radios. I've got hundreds of radios here, and I've got to tell you that sometimes the simplest answer is just a texture. It's amazing. Alright, so it's a bit warm over here today, believe it or not. Maybe it's running amplifiers in the room. I've got a few amps for the Oceana contest that have been fired up, and we're just sort of powering down a bit at the moment on some things. The Oceana contest is finished. Okay, so let's do something equally as smart. Let's go down to 40 meters where we would expect. I've already done that, sorry. No, I haven't got to come out there. Oh, got them half. Good thing I can see the white mark. Put my glasses on, that's better. Okay, now we're on 40 meters. I'll just put it on pause for a second. I just want to tune it. I need two hands for that. Hang on. Okay, sorry to do that to you. Okay, we're on 7128.3, which is all okay. Just a very quick FM signal. Right on 500 watts on the low tap, which is really where they need to be. See, the other one was only making 450, and that sort of concerned me a bit too. I thought, don't know if I like that. Don't get me wrong, these are a brand new set of tubes, and I had some in stock, and I thought, well, you know what, I just don't want to have you with a set of tubes that are down a bit. I may even just chuck the other two set of tubes in there, so you've got a backup set that are about 100 watts less on them. We'll see how we go for room in that, but yeah, so that's on 7128, and we're on the 500 watt scale, and there we go there. Over the sideband, hello, 1, 2. Not a PP meter, by the way, it's a pain. Hello, oh, hello. Oh, I wish I could whistle, go. Don't mind me, I'm shocking at whistling. I used to be good at it, but yeah, once we put a bit of carrier there, 500 watts. Now that would give you 750 watts on the high tap. There's no question about that with a new set of valves in there. I reckon the old set, they're not that old. I can see that when I sort of had a good look at them. It's just that they're not performing quite as well as I'd like them to. They are passable on the low tap, but I just thought, no, look, I'm going to get a set that I know. I've got certain brands that I know that are going to produce certain amounts of watts, and they'll do it every day. So I just went, well, let's grab those. Yeah, but look, it's cases are pretty reasonably clean. I mean, there's a couple of little marks, of course, being 20 years old, but it's I don't know, actually a little bit older now, isn't it? But look, it's a fairly neat looking amplifier. I've been over here working, as I've been playing around with your stuff, working Oceana, we've actually used, now PowerStar, I don't like their other meter, but this PowerStar tuner they use here, we've been sort of knocking this little fella in, which is, that one over there, and then for 6 meters, which didn't really rev up today, so I sort of went, okay, I had it on for a while, but on 6 meters, yeah, we've got just basically this Kenwood 990 setup, which we run. I bought this inside to do this because, number one, the Oceana contest was on. Anyway, there's 50.110. I thought it'd come up on that. That was as dead as a doornail today, by the way. Didn't expect it to be too much. But yeah, look, it's working rather well, and I'm happier with it now. I just you'll sense in my voice in the previous video where I'm sort of going, oh look, you know what, they do that on low tap. 450 is acceptable, and all that sort of gibberish that I was going on about. But the truth is, it still led me to think I just want to put another set of tubes in just to see if that, you know, look, if it came up with exactly the same result, I would have said, look, hey, that's fine. But it didn't. There's a good where it really shows true is on 10 meters. 10 meters was down, you know, to 275 watts, where, you know, we're getting a good 400 plus watts on 10 meters. And, you know, sometimes that can be the neutralization too. And don't let anyone tell you that the standard book method for neutralization is right on the 2100Z. The standard, if you go by the standard way they do it on the 2100Z, it'll actually, to some extent, it'll throw you down in power on 10 meters. Supposedly better for the tubes, but it really knocks 10 meters out, 10 and 12 meters, to be honest, both. But we've got this, I always try to find the middle ground, and that's generally the way to sort of get this thing all happening. Excuse me. Yeah, but she's working well, and I'm pretty happy with what we're getting out of it. Hello 1 2, hello 1 2 3, hello. Yeah, okay. Not being a PEP meter, I'll give you an idea of why I like the other meter better. Here's the old set of valves too, and as you can see, they don't look that bad. They just don't look that well. I'm pretty sure Rob did those only about a year ago, so you know they haven't done much work. But to give you an idea, over here, this peak meter reads so much better. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 test 1 2, and you can see on there hello, yeah, and that's there you go. And even the ACOM meter, they read a lot better. 1 2 hello, and I'm not driving that too sort of hard at the moment, but and of course everything is done on dummy load. Right, that's a word for our sponsors. Excuse me. Yeah, look, you'll find the 2100Z. I've got a few of them, and I love them because there's nothing that I can't fix in my ACOM. I'm the repair agent for the ACOMs, and I can tell you, we get sometimes where I just tell them to send me the board. I just could not be bothered trying to work out what the hell's going on the protection system, so I'll just order an entire front board for, say, the ACOM 2000. We've sold a lot of those to Defence, and this fella here, we actually get 3 of them together. Let me turn that fan off, that dummy load. Sorry, that's better. We get 3 of them together and have a combiner unit. And let me tell you, the house supply on this house, we have to, when I'm testing, we've got an 80 amp supply, and you know, you've got to be a bit careful. Those things draw some current, and we've had to do a separate 6mm feed to come in, and even that's borderline. It's only because we only run it up to about 3 kilowatts. If we took them up to 5.5, 6, I reckon we'd trip the circuit. But anyway, you have a bit of an electronics background, so you know most of this. All right, hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea. And yeah, I think it's going to be better to go IPEC, absolutely, or Toll. I can't remember who it was that you've got, but yeah, I don't think this is an Australia Post item. But anyway, have a look at this, and I'll just upload this link right now. Appreciate you putting up with all my gibberish, but sorry this is so late, but it was a last minute thing where I just thought I just want to see another set of valves in it, and well, you know, we gained a bit of extra power. You know, 50 watts doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot when you change from the low tap to the high tap. That 50 watts will translate to probably 125, 150 watts. You'll get 750 watts out of this on the high tap. Still my suggestion to keep it on the low tap, but you know, the tubes are not that dear, so I kind of sometimes I break my own rules as well, especially with my ACOM 2000, which I'm always on dummy load. To anybody listening to this video, which will only be yourself, thank goodness. Anyway, all right, 73s, and hopefully this gives you a bit of an idea what you're looking at. Cheers, all the best.